Let's talk about the best consequences you can use to deal with a child's misbehavior. I'm Dr. Scott Taransky. I am a professor at Concordia University where I teach the parenting class for master's level students who are getting a family life education degree. I've also written the Christian Parenting Handbook, 50 short chapters that'll help you enrich your parenting with a lot of ideas. This idea comes from that book. Also, it has a companion guide that gets two parents on the same page. So it's a great curriculum, the Christian Parenting Handbook. You can find it at biblicalparenting.org. Now let's talk about consequences, because the best consequences are the ones that motivate children to get into the program that you've got going on in your home. When I say the program, I mean you're trying to help a child become more kind, or help a child become more cooperative, or you're trying to help a child respond better to correction, or to accept no as an answer. Whatever it is you're trying to do, the child knows it, you know it, we're working toward a goal. We're trying to help that child move in a direction that they need to move. Now, if the child's doing the wrong thing, a consequence might be to remove a privilege from them that they have, but keep in mind that if you just take away a privilege for a week, let's say I'm going to take away the iPad for a week because you were disrespectful to your mom, then that's just behavior modification. That's just using reward and punishment with a child. It's not as effective. Children start doing the minimum to get the reward, or they evaluate the punishment to see if it's worth doing this. It doesn't really bring a maximum amount of change. The best kind of change comes through training. So when you use a consequence, you want to move that child into the training plan in your home. In other words, you might, with the iPad, say, okay, because you were being disrespectful to your mom, I am taking the iPad away from you, but I want to give it back to you. So it positions you well. And the way I'm going to give it back to you is you're going to show me that you're contributing around here in our home. What can you do today that will contribute to the home? I may be not giving you your iPad back for 2 or 3 days because I want you to show me that you're contributing. So now what we're doing is we're using a consequence to motivate a child into the program of training in your home. It's powerful. Now, notice, whose responsibility is it to give the iPad back to the child? It's not the parents. The parent often finds themselves hiding the iPad under the bed or in the freezer or something. But now we've transferred responsibility to the child. Now the child is responsible to get that iPad back. This is the best way to bring about change in a child. To use one of the 7 pillars we use is transferring responsibility, and that's what we're doing here. So choose consequences that prompt children to do things that are moving toward this goal of kindness or respect or obedience or whatever it is you're working on. And as they're moving toward it, we're going to give them back their privilege. Now, you're going to give it to them and take it away more often in this approach, but you're using it to build the character inside of a child. This is the most powerful way to use consequences. You can find this book, the Christian Parenting Handbook, at biblicalparenting.org.